Hey guys, John doing a live video again. And in this video, I think I titled it Thoughts, Emotions, and Empowerment, something like that. And I just wanted to talk about what emotions are and how we can release them, and why it's important to release them. And I would say that an emotion, from my perspective, consists of thousands and thousands of thoughts that we have thrown into the mind over time. And I would say that those thoughts manifest in our life, in our body, in our affairs, in our finances, in our relationships. And, definitely these emotions are indicators of how we're thinking. And these emotions can be released. And when you release an emotion, you are releasing a belief system, you are releasing a predisposition of thought, you are releasing, pretty much a circumstance, a piece of your assumed identity from your mind. And when you release it from your mind, you're going to see a positive effect in your life. So an example would be anger. And if you feel anger, that anger could be triggered by one thought, and that one thought can bring on one of these many thoughts can bring on that emotion of anger. And depending on how often you have maybe felt that anger, or how strong that line of thought towards the anger is, it will, I guess, to the degree that anger has thoughts and momentum behind it, is the power of your anger that you'll experience. And so anyway, one of the ways that you can release emotions is by sitting with it, by not adding to it, not really resisting it, not like wishing it would go away. Oh God, I wish this anger would go away. That's like what's called a judgment, I guess. You don't wish that it would go away. You just bring your attention to it and you relax into that. And so, for an example, you get angry, and you, instead of, like, let's say I have a thought that triggers the anger, like, oh, this person, I always run into traffic. Let's say that's a thought. I always run into traffic. That thought is going to continue to manifest. But let's say you're in traffic and you're like, gosh, man, I'm going to be late or whatever, because it's a repetitive aspect of your life. So what you do is, maybe that's not the best example, not the best time to relax into it and to focus on it, but you could. So as you're sitting in traffic, there's really nowhere to go anyway. So what you would do is bring your attention to, like, your chest area. There's a physical sensation for that anger. Normally it's in your chest or your throat. Anyway, you focus on this feeling, on this physical sensation of the emotion, and you kind of just relax into it. You allow it to be present. You bring your full attention to it, and it's almost like you're opening a doorway to allow it to release. And through consistent attention on that emotion, and just with the intention of releasing it, you have a desire to release it. Okay, I notice I'm feeling angry. You know what? I caught myself, and I have a desire to let this anger go. So I'm just going to just relax, and I'm going to focus on the anger, and I'm going to let it be. I'm going to be present. I'm going to be present with the emotion. And as you do that, even if it takes, a long time, with, something that you can, during a time that you can focus on the emotion for a long time. I had a friend who thought that their emotion would take days and days to go away, and I said, it's okay, then we'll let it be for days and days and days, because that's an excuse that your mind makes up to hold on to that emotion, because in essence you're the one holding on to the emotion is not holding on to you. You were holding on to that emotion. So I said, all right, let's just be present with it. And they were. And the emotion, they cried and they let some stuff out. And but the emotion pretty much dispersed within, I'd say, about 2 minutes, and then that person started laughing and just laughing at the whole thing, just that they were afraid to let that go. They thought it was going to take forever, and it actually only took a little bit. So, but to build that empowerment, you have to kind of tell your mind, I don't care how long it takes, I'm gonna sit with this, and I'm gonna be present with it, and I'm going to just allow it to release. And what you start to notice is that as you do that, your circumstances will start to change. Things that used to trigger your anger, not related to the issue that you were just working with. Let's say you were working with the traffic, right? So you sit with the traffic, you sit with that anger, and it releases. You just relax, and then you feel content. You feel peaceful. You feel joyful. And what you'll notice is there's another situation, let's say a coworker at work who usually annoys you, but that day they do something and you're like, wow, that used to annoy me, but it doesn't annoy me anymore, because it all triggered the same emotion, right? It's the same anger. So when you release an emotion, you are actually changing your body. You are changing your body chemistry. This is backed by science. I'm not a scientist. I won't claim to be, but I've studied many scientists, and I've studied many people that have proven this, and I just don't have the time or the desire to go into it. And it's out there if you want to look for it. But your body chemistry changes as well as you release this emotion, as you release these thousands or hundreds of whatever they are, hundreds of thousands maybe, as you release these thoughts. You may notice your wrinkles start to go away, because those wrinkles were a manifestation of your thoughts, right? Your body and your affairs are the effect of your thinking, of your dominant thoughts, of your consciousness, which is just basically your mind. It's another way to say your mind. Your body and your affairs are the effect of your mind. And your mind, we think these thoughts, and then we're not looking at them, and then we experience the life over here, and we're saying, this is my life, and how do I change this? What do I do here? But we forget that behind that is the cause, which is the thoughts, and it's just that. It's just thoughts. It's our mind. Our mind manifests or projects itself, if you want to say that, that's a better word for it. The world and your affairs, your body, everything that you encounter in day-to-day life is a manifestation of your mind. It's a projection of your mind. And I would say that this is why some people have a lucky life. Making money is easy or fun for them. Let's say that people have no problem getting a job, and other people can't find a job. Let's say, it's anything. In relationships, do you have the same relationships occurring over and over and over again in your life? And it's all the projection of your mind, and your mind is nothing but your thoughts. And they may have been someone else's thoughts that you took on as your own. Maybe you had parents that fought or that were divorced, and then you said there are no happy marriages, there are no happy relationships, and you made that thought your own, and then you continued to project it, and then you made that thought your own. Then you had, let's say you had a relationship, and this relationship was not happy, it was terrible, so it then confirmation bias, it confirmed that thought, and then that thought had evidence to back it up, and then you had another relationship, and that relationship ended quickly, or maybe when you got to around the time of marriage, it just didn't last, and then it confirms that thought again. But it all comes back to the thoughts that are in your mind are being projected into your reality, if you want to call it that. Your experience of life, I call it your reality. Robert Anton Wilson calls it the reality tunnel. And this reality tunnel is what we experience. And it literally is a tunnel because we have tunnel vision sometimes. We say, we look at, let's say, a Tony Robbins, or somebody who just, we have a friend, let's say that they make money very easily, and they're like, oh, how does that person make that money? That I wish I could do that. But they're forgetting that they're looking at that person from the tunnel that they call reality. When if they just kind of release the tunnel, which is your thoughts, your emotions, your mind, when you let go of your mind, when you empty your mind, you can see, oh, I can do that. And then you have that thought, I can do that, when you go for it, and then you get the evidence, the feedback, confirmation of the thought, oh, I can do this, oh, I can do this. And then it kind of feeds your thoughts and your reality kind of feed each other. And if you have a reality tunnel that you don't like, consciousness, your awareness has to interrupt the feedback. It's a constant projection, reflection, projection, reflection, projection, reflection. And then, but if your awareness can interrupt that pattern and say, okay, hold up, let me pause here. Does everybody experience life this way? I don't like this experience of life. Let's just say that. I don't like this experience of life. Okay, does everyone experience life this way? No. Okay, so then why do some people, even most people, experience life this way, but not that person? I want to do that. So you kind of reflect your attention backwards on your mind, and you say, what thoughts am I thinking regarding, let's say, money? Money comes easily to some people. Most people doesn't come easily to. Most people struggle for money their entire lives, and they're poor. So you okay, what are my thoughts around money? And then you just get a pen and you write it down so that you can see it. So it's out of your mind and onto paper. And you get a pencil. Oh, or a pen. And you say, this is my thought. Money is this. Money is this. You just write whatever thoughts come to your mind. Don't question them. Don't analyze them. Write them down so that you can see them before they go back into your subconscious, meaning subconscious. You're no longer conscious of them. So you write these down, and you say, okay, so if I were to flip this thought, and money is difficult to make. Money, around Christmas time, money's always tight. And you flip that thought, and then you just draw an arrow and write it over to the right. Okay, money is abundant all year long. I always have enough. There's always more than enough money. You kind of put in three empowering thoughts. It's not really positive, negative. It's just different. It's an empowering thought. It's three thoughts of what you want to the one thought that you don't want. So then you start to flip these thoughts, and then you do this before bed, or when you wake up. And what you start to realize is that you begin to see opportunities in more places, and you begin to be motivated to take action on these opportunities. It's just your body is a reflection of your thoughts. So if you're not being motivated to take action on making more money or doing this or doing that, then it's because you don't think that you can, or there's thoughts that are stopping you. So if the thought, there's never enough money, you got to work hard for money, money is a struggle. If those are the thoughts in your mind surrounding money, you're not going to be motivated to take the action to make money, to get that money. So this is just something that works for everything. It could be love, it could be finances. I say those are health. Love, finances, health. Those are really the main aspects of our lives. And once again, everything that you have in your affairs, everything that you have in your reality tunnel, everything that you have in your experience of life is a projection of your mind. Your mind is nothing but your thoughts. Don't confuse it, don't complicate it. Your mind is your thoughts. That's it. It's the collection of all your thoughts. So when you change your mind, you change your life. I think there's a book by Daniel Amen called Change Your Mind, Change Your Life, or Change Your Brain, Change Your Life. But I would argue that the brain is the physical component, the mind is non-physical. So I would say that that's not entirely accurate from my point of view. But if it works for you, and there's some people that it works for them. We could do that in another video, but just when you change your thoughts, when you become aware of the thoughts that you think around certain subjects, and then you change those thoughts on paper, and then you just, let's say you burn the page, or you just write down your goals, right? A lot of people that write down their goals, they bring their attention when they're taking the time to write down their goals. They're putting concentration and power, and they're seeing it outside. It's not getting lost in their mind with the other thoughts. They're actually looking at their goal. And if you write down your goal, and then you focus on that goal on the paper every day, you focus your full attention on that thought, on that goal, you'll start to notice changes in your life. You'll notice more opportunities. You'll notice that you're more motivated. You notice that you're no longer bothered by other things. And this is why writing a goal down is very important. And once again, if you focus, the more that you focus, the more that you train your mind along a certain line of thought, your mind is unlimited, and the more that your life will change. So, going back to emotions, if you have an emotion, an emotion is really, I don't know, I would say it's the physical effect of thousands of thoughts. So as you let go of these emotions, as you sit with them, as you bring attention to them, and you kind of give them unconditional love, meaning it's not like a loving, oh, it's like sweet feeling. It's a pure awareness. It's not resisting, and it's not loving. It's unconditional. It's just, I'm gonna just be open to this thought, to this emotion, until it releases. And as you release it, you'll start to notice that your natural propensity, your natural train of thought will begin to be happier, lighter, more empowering, because you're releasing these heavy, disempowering emotions. So, and the thoughts behind them. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope it helps. And definitely leave a comment and let me know what you think. Have a great night. Bye.